Beyond the mysterious beyond. All right, so we're fighting against Persia on our quest to become the Silk Empire. The road made out of silk shall be ours. Our intent for this war is to get this Silk province and stop. That'll put us within one war of getting a couple more Silk provinces up here, but we have to fight the Ottomans. Actually, yeah, we have to fight the Ottomans for these two Silk provinces at some point. And the Ottomans are currently fighting a war against Lithuania and Poland, with Crimea helping them. So their military is weaker than it will be in the future. But even with the weakest of militaries in the world, they still have 80,000 manpower, 32,000 men, and 200 freaking force limits. So I don't know if it's wise to try to take advantage of the fact that they only have 32,000 men at the moment, when in order to get a border with them, we'd have to claw our way through QQ. Anyway, point is, Ottomans are very scary. Right now, this very second, they're not very scary, but by the time I fight them, they'll probably be scary again. So I need to take over Japan, and I need to fight the Ottomans. And it seems like it makes the most sense to fight Japan first, because they're way weaker than the Ottomans. So I'm going to expand a little bit further west now, just to get ready for the Ottomans, but I don't think I'm going to fight the Ottomans yet. So that's where we are, man. That's where we are. So Ava entered into a military coalition against us, which means that they feel like, with the current war that I'm in, fighting against 60,000 men, 56,000 men, that they can swoop in here and be of use. People won't coalition you unless they feel like they're strong enough to win in the event of a coalition war firing. I suspect they're wrong about the coalition against me being useful. Tibet, Ava, Daiviet, and Lanzang and Ayutthaya all together coalition against me is still not nearly enough to do anything useful. But, you know, they're better off now than they would have been if I wasn't at war with the Persias. I am 36% of the way done with annexing Delhi. After that, I'm gonna annex Kashmir. Actually, I've got 200 relations with them, so no point in improving relations with them. I keep fabricating claims with Ava and Ayutthaya, and then the claims keep expiring because I'm too busy pushing really far east to bother with that. So I think now I'm gonna focus on making my way to Japan. So I kind of want to... I still need to get the Shu province and tons of Wu provinces. So in order to get a border with Wu, I think I still have a truce. No, I don't have a truce with these dudes. So these are the next dudes on my list. Actually, they don't have a border with you, so fighting them would be dumb. Maybe I'll go through Z? Yeah, I'll go through Z and into Wu instead of hugging the coast. I generally wanted to hug the coast so that I'd have a strong enough navy to be able to take Japan, because you can't just walk to Japan. You need to win the naval battle. So if I have to fight my way to Japan anyway, I might as well stick to the coast and get a very large, strong navy. But what can you do? So I didn't westernize, and I don't plan ever to westernize this game, which means that my tech, while it did keep up on military... I'm actually way ahead of tech on military, 21. I'm way behind on admin and diplo, and I will probably be way behind for the whole game. That's kind of scary. Internal conflicts. The Ottomans, not only did they lose their whole army in a fight with Lithuania and Poland, but then they got internal conflicts. That's pretty sweet. People around me like me. I'm very likable. I really liked having Delhi as a vassal. It's a shame that I'm annexing them. But they were so rebellious for so long because my Diplotech is crazy low. They've got this huge desire for independence. I don't know how to put that in role-playing terms, but like, I guess I'm such a barbarian that they can't stand to have me as their overlord, maybe? Low Diplotech makes me a barbarian. And I just, whenever I speak, I say bar, 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 bar. We got idle diplomats, but I can't think of anything useful for them to do, so they're just going to have to stay idle. And we've got 100% war score against lots of people that we kind of wanted to take territory from. Might... oh, they're all in the same war, so I can't quite get a peace deal with anyone. I guess I can. But I would have to pay Diplo. Yeah, I don't want that. So I need enough territory so that I can gain access to these two provinces. But I think I'm going to take this single base tax province instead of these 3 and 1 base tax provinces. And I don't really want to pay any Diplo for it. So I might not even do it that way. I might just ask for that single base tax province as a condition of peace with Persia. Persia jumped my 10k army, but my vassals came to save me, and then I came in with my awesome general, and now they're all dead. Sorry, Persians. Very sad for you. I'm contemplating, I think I should... I was thinking that I should start a second war in the east so I can expand in both directions at once, but then again... will there be anything that I require peace for that I'm going to need to do in between those two fights? Maybe not. Because I'll need to core territory, but coring territory doesn't require peace. So I really only want those 3 provinces. I'm surprised with all of the sieging that I've done and battles that I've won that I still only have 9% war score up here. I feel like Delhi's army by itself can take Persia. It seems like a waste not to send one of my armies east to start a war with Shun. I'm going to do it. We're going to Shun it up. So I think Gujarat, we're going to go for war reparations and some money and annul treaties and release Sind. Because that doesn't cost me any Diplo. I mean, it cost me 25 to get them to release Sind. Yay, Sind. Sind loves me. Then Baluchistan, same deal. We're going to go for whatever doesn't cost Diplo. War reparations and annul treaties. Because we don't want their territory, so we might as well get a little bit of prestige and money out of the deal. This guy, however, we're not going to peace out with because we do want his territory. And I think I'm going to start a war in the east as soon as I can send my army over there. So as soon as I finish the siege of Bandar Leng, I'll send an army east and start that war. I should really check how many nations will be at war with me when I do fight the war. Holy War, the Wu. Hey, I wanted to fight the Wu. And the Shun. So how am I going to get a border to Wu before I start a war with them? Let's fight these dudes. These guys will put me at war with Wu and give me the possibility of getting... But in order to full annex these guys and thereby get a border with Wu... we would have to... you can't full annex someone and take territory from someone else in the same war, I don't think. We have to get a separate piece from Wu, taking all this stuff, and then full annex these dudes. Who's Min? I think that's possible. Yeah, where's Min? There's Min, is the white dudes. They have some lands that I would like to. Okay, so... Huai, Wu, and Min, and Wu owns much of the silk of the world, so they're probably rich enough to have like 20 or 25k army. Somehow I'm losing the Persian War. So that's the war I want, but I'm going to wait until I get my army over there before I take it. How am I losing the war with Persia? I guess I have lots of small vassal armies that keeps getting stepped on. And that's counting against me. Also, they do have one province of mine siege, but only for a sec. Better relations over time. So once that Persian 20 stack gets wiped, then I can spread out and siege a bunch of stuff at once. Getting this Persian war over with as fast as possible is actually probably more important than starting another war. Because I'm currently not coring anything, and that's a waste of time not to be coring anything. So let's spread out and siege 12 provinces at once. I can let my mercenaries pay themselves extra to keep them happy, or I can personally pay them extra to keep them happy. It's obviously the second one is better. This is an annoying one. Nobles demand old rights. You can give them a ton of local autonomy all over my nation, or I can lose stability, which basically just means lose stability. If you're a very small nation, that's really not a big deal, because it's just one province. You lose a little bit of local autonomy, and then you just click the button to get it back, and it's all set. But when you're giant, it's like, I don't know. I don't want to deal with it. Okay, he's about to start a fight with me in that province. It's going to be 20 against 10. Should I bring everyone? Let's bring everyone. And yeah, that's the one guy that I don't want peace with. I did not, even though it's been 2 days since the last video, I did not research the pressing question of the exact difference between marches and not marches. I suspect that they just get a couple of bonuses to their manpower and army cost, and they don't have to pay me any taxes or any tribute or whatever. And I can't improve relations with them above 100, and then that's it. There's no other difference. But somebody in a YouTube comment did say that they are less likely to have liberty desire, and if that was true, it would be cool. I just kind of doubt that it's true. I don't remember ever reading that, and I do remember at some point I read all the differences. It's just that that point was so long ago that I don't really remember them. Alright, so these guys are going to stay in this province, and then everyone else is going to go back where they came from. And all will be well. I left one cannon in each of the provinces I was sieging. This army is the annoying one, which means that my carpet sieging is threatened. Up to 27% war score, though. Not bad. Stop asking me for peace, you weirdo. Wouldn't it be funny if he could offer me full annexation and that would cause me to lose stability? Oh, I don't think it'd be funny at all. This army is not funny at all. Come on, Delhi. Make it so I don't have to come back with all my stuff. No. Stop Persiaing me, Persia. Hassa army. I wonder if Hassa is someone I care about. I know I've fought Hassa before. Maybe when I played as Oman, I fought them. So maybe they might be in this area. But their flag, the whole like line down the middle and red on one side and white on another, is very reminiscent of many European flags. So it has me a little worried. Oh. So the way that battle went, a lot of the dudes that I had intended to go back and form their 5 stacks decided to stay put. And now I don't know how to reform my siege stacks properly. So now I guess we're just going to give up all semblance of being a normal 3-army force and just spread out all over the place and siege stuff. Persia's got a reasonable navy, but I don't think that it's actually doing anything. Alright, now we gotta get some stuff over in the east to fight that guy. You guys stay put. You guys get over there. And you. So really, to make this less annoying, I probably should have stack wiped Persia before I started carpet sieging. But what I'm doing works, and it's very efficient in game time. It's just inefficient on Ben time. My name is Ben, in case that was confusing. Because I have to do lots of pausing and moving stuff around and whatever. But while you're paused, it's good on game time. Alright, so I'm going to go for the quickest piece I can get while still taking these provinces, and that's all I want. That's 68% overextension. I could go for more, but there's nothing more that I really need. These provinces up here I'd like, but one of them is the capital of Persia, so I'm not going to get them anytime soon, so I'm just going to shoot for 73. So I need a lot more sieging in order to ask for that stuff. So I agree with myself that I should focus on the west rather than focusing on the east, because until I start coring at least one province, I'm basically wasting my overextension bar. It's like having max manpower. You don't want to just sit in max manpower like I'm doing. That's just a waste of money. It could be using my manpower replenishment resources, but instead I'm just letting them sit there at max, do nothing. Look at that 44 stack in the Ottomans. It might be fun to declare war in support of the Bukhti nationalists and then help them enforce their demands, splitting the Ottomans into a bunch of tiny pieces. And then it'd be much easier to get the provinces I want out of the Ottomans, you know? I don't think I've ever won a war to enforce rebel demands before. I like the idea of that, especially now that the Ottomans are really falling apart. So, who has the highest revolt risk? It looks like Bulgarian nationalists, and I've got enough money to fully support them, so I'm gonna. Bulgaria is way over here in Anatolia, in Greece, basically. So, in support of the Bulgarian nationalists, I'd have to do lots of very scary things. But yeah, I'm going to declare war on the Ottomans in support of Bulgarian nationalists. I had not planned to do that, but they're falling apart, and I don't want to miss out on a chance to make the Ottomans a super weak nation. One of the strategies in general against an extremely powerful foe who is currently crippled is to just declare war on him and then intentionally refuse to take the war goal so that you never get a call for peace, and then you can just sit at war with him for the entire game. And just let him die to rebels, because he's going to get more and more war exhaustion, and he's eventually going to run out of Diplo points and won't be able to pay them off. And then he'll collapse, and there'll be little pieces of Ottomans spread all over the ramparts, and people will laugh at them, and it'll be great. So in order to make that work, I'm going to need a border with the Ottomans. So maybe I'll change my goal in the Persian War to get this province and this province, so that I can share a border with the Ottomans. The Ottomans are no longer a valid rival of mine. They're that weak right now. Wow, that's crazy. They still have a 200 force limit. Like, how are they not a valid rival? If not them, who? They have the highest force limit of anyone in the game. Drastically higher than mine. Are those reactionaries? Yeah, the Ottomans are westernizing in the middle of a war. That's why they just fell apart. They chose this time of all times to westernize. It's very hard for extremely large nations like the Ottomans to westernize at all because westernization lasts so long. But then to fight a war while westernizing and being that large of a nation is just crazy. They're crazy. Also, the Ottomans have the best non-Western tech group of anyone, except for Easterners, I guess. So there's just no reason for them to westernize. I don't think their tech penalty is very high. Is it like 20% or something? Anyway, bad choices from the Ottomans lead to me killing the Ottomans in support of Bulgarian rebels. But first I must kill Persia. I don't need this province specifically. I don't need any of these provinces. I just need this one, and then I can go north. So I might not actually go for Kazakhstan and Basra. Khuzestan. I might just go straight up for the provinces I actually want, and that'll give me the border with the Ottomans that I want, and then I could kill them. We'll see. War's not over yet. We're dumping $30 a month into supporting rebels and the Ottomans, and they're no longer my rival, so we're not getting a return on that investment whatsoever. Except in that the Ottoman rebels will probably succeed, which, you know, that's a good return. What I'd really like to do is support these rebels. Bukhti. Looks like the Iraqi nationalists have a reasonable chunk of territory too. Alright, Persia. I want that province. I want these provinces, although I don't really need these. And that'll give me a border with the Ottomans. And then you can give us war reparations because you're a pretty large nation, and we'll be happy. Alright, so first we're going to pay down any... Oh, we're going to try to get a rival. I guess only Russia can be our rival, but whatever, we'll rival Russia. Then, I don't think we need to grant autonomy to these provinces because they're right where our army's already going to be, so fighting revolts here should be easy. So I'm going to let them keep their autonomy the way it is, and I'm going to put my whole army here and go to war with the Ottomans. So... Something about Defender of the Faith. I think we're currently the Defender of the Faith because we didn't want any war exhaustion. Crush the Hindu rebels. Marathas gains core on our land. Or we can grant 100% local autonomy for the same land. But it looks like Marathas, under the leadership of a brilliant young general by the name of Shivaji, has risen in revolt in Maharashtra. This genius leader thinks that the Muslim oppressors should suck a dick, and he wants to create his own nation. So either I can have lots of revolts there, or I can stop getting anything from those provinces. And I don't know anything about those provinces, but I think it's better to just grant them autonomy than to actually have to fight for them. It's this area? Yeah, I'll just grant them autonomy. You guys can have autonomy. So that lowers my force limits, but it's still 109, so I got plenty of force limits. Time to fight the Ottomans. So we got cleansing of the heresy. We can't fight in support of these rebels. So the whole... I was supporting rebels so that I could fight in support of them, but I guess I can't do that now. So I will stop supporting rebels and just kill the Ottomans, because we're not. Die, Ottomans, come! Ooh, and right when I declare war on them, a bunch of they ended the war with someone else, and a bunch of rebels stole Syria from them. And it looks like they accepted the demands of the Botan rebels. So right now, I've got a pretty huge army lead on them, but I suspect they have enough manpower to make me really sad that I just declared war on them. All right. So we want to go up to four stacks of 30 or 20. Maybe, yeah, 4 stacks of 25 would be fine. And we got a ton of manpower, so. But even so, we'd like to only use, let's see. We want 10 cannons, 4 horses. And, oh, you know what? We're about to inherit Delhi's troops, so we should wait until that happens before we decide exactly what we're going to do. So for now, we'll just fight with the tiny army we have and hope that the Ottomans never stack their army up. Okay, so we want... Ooh. 10 cannons, 4 horses, and... maybe 11 infantry. I think I want more infantry this time than I had last time. So a stack of 24. Oh, you know what? We no longer share a border with the Ottomans because they released Botan. Oh crap. Ha! Oh no. If I can't get in there quick, then they're just going to rebuild their army. And Tunis already has an army. I guess we need to declare war on Botan. Sorry, Botan, but we just need to get through. Alright. Our awesome general is going to go carve us a path through the Ottomans. And this secondary army is going to split in half, but we're going to need 10 more infantry and 2 more cavalry. So 10 more infantry first. We're going to need 3 more infantry after this. Whoop, 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 whoop. Let's go siege Byzantium because that province is like a fifth of the Ottomans' strength all by itself. Oh, you know what? We probably can't get to it. If the Ottomans are smart, they're just going to have ships there. So let's check what the richest province besides Byzantium is. The distant second richest province of the Ottomans. So Halep and Sam. I'll go siege that province. And again, we want rebels to split off tiny nations. So we're going to try not to crush Ottoman rebels. Unless we accidentally do it. Do, 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 do. Oh no, our awesome general is dead. The Holy Roman Emperor has enacted an imperial reform. I don't care even a tiny bit. And now we have a crap general, which is good. It's always good to have crap generals. Well, hopefully we don't have to fight anyone. Maybe the rebels between the north and the south mean that the Ottomans will keep all their armies down south and we'll just never have to fight anyone. That's obviously not the way it's going to play out, but we can dream, right? We can dream. All right, so we'll get rid of 3 of these dudes and send them up here. I'd really like to hunt down and kill any Ottoman armies I can find before they fully resupply and make a giant army. And hopefully their war exhaustion from the previous war is so high that they just never make an army. That'd be nice. Persia would like us to defend against Russia. And obviously no. I did that before and it took all of my army and we still barely lost the war. So we need one more infantry up there. 2 more cavalry, 2 more cannons here. And 1 cannon up there. Do. What's the next richest province that we can siege up? Hudavindagar. That's fun to say, even if I'm saying it wrong. Saying it wrong is fun, so saying it right would probably be even more fun. Alright, so 10-3, so we need another cav. I thought we built enough extra cavalry. There's 1, so you go up there, and that should be good enough. So we're coming up with a 25 stack and no army, and just hoping that there's no Ottoman army hiding there waiting to kill it, because having no general anywhere nearby is pretty dangerous. Look at that, 200 and something ships. Crazy. 10-4-10, 9-4-10. We need another infantry. Whew. It didn't take a lot of ships to siege up Constantinople, I'll tell you that much. Look at Great Britain walking around. Like, everything west of Europe is mine, thanks. Okay, Great Britain, you keep saying that to yourself. I had to hide my ships from Persia, but now that Persia's out of it, no sense in hiding. Notice Delhi isn't helping me. I don't know if that's because of their independence desire or just because they're Delhi. They're probably too far away. They probably consider this a distant war. And having still not seen any troops, I'm going to split my armies. Except not this one. I'm too scared of that one. He's so far away. Look, Greece split off from the Ottomans. It's working. They're falling apart. Keep their war exhaustion high, brothers. Brothers and sisters. Oh, man. I'm going to have to send an army home for that. That's no fun. Alright, guys. My only general is going to have to go all the way to Tengu and go fight some particularists, who are ists of the particular sort. I'm gonna retake Defender of the Faith. It's only $500. If I have to cancel it again, I'll cancel it again. But I like the war exhaustion reduction, because the whole idea here is to keep the Ottomans' war exhaustion super high while mine stays super low. And if mine doesn't stay super low, then that's not really gonna work now, is it? I just gained a CB against someone, which could mean bad things. It could mean that like a rebel successfully broke off from me, which would not be good. I think I just sent you to go fight the rebels. Are you dumb or something? Excuse me. You guys stay, you guys go. And Botan is already offering us whatever we want. They're like, we just want peace. I don't care what you need. And I'm going to vassalize them, because I'd like to have a vassal who actually participates over here near against the Ottomans. Curtailed mercenaries. Very sad. Very sad. Very curtailed. Very mercenary-ish. I wouldn't have sieged that province if I'd known you wanted it, Syrian peasants. Or Syrian whateverists. Patriots. Something with a P. I can't believe that we have a 100 war score against somebody and they won't give me vassalization for 63. Like, what? Length of war, like, you killed me too fast. It's not fair. What? What does that even mean? Too fast. I killed you. You're dead. Just because I did it quickly doesn't mean you can't give me your stuff. Spreading out even more. I like that we cut a piece of Persia off, and so that piece is going to rebel and turn into something else. It's kind of cute. Oh, looks like we have even more rebels than I thought. But our rebel suppression army is ever so slowly coming to take care of it. What are particularists? What is their goal? Why are they so particular? They would like to increase autonomy. They're tired of being governed by a faraway capital. This land is too far from the capital, and it shouldn't be. It should be more autonomous. Interesting. Why is my revolt risk so high in general? I guess probably overextension is the biggest factor. Well, let's look at the revolt risk map a little bit and figure out what caused these guys to be so upset in the first place. Overextension, war exhaustion, unaccepted culture, autonomy decreased. Oh yeah, I decreased autonomy everywhere. Well, that's why they want to increase autonomy. Makes perfect sense to me. I'm going to fight to make sure that they do not succeed at that, but I understand why they want to. Ooh, you know what? They might let me get to Constantinople. And if I go to Constantinople, I'll be cut off and my army will be stuck there forever, and I think I'm okay with that. Stuck there forever is exactly where I want to be stuck forever. So cheaper ideas and something about heathens, good times, tolerance of heathens probably. Another revolt, but that's just peasants. Man, we're having a lot of revolts going on up in here. Holy bajujum fruits. I hate when our nation gets big enough. Okay, so they don't like the idea of us staying defenders of the faith. They think that we should not be defenders of the faith. And I'm with them. I mean, we just beat the crap out of them, and we own a slice of land right through the middle of their territory. Why wouldn't they do everything in their power to make our lives miserable? Sure, no problem. Fighting these peasants is a priority, but not as much of a priority as not dying to the Ottomans. So they still have -3 stability. They're still westernizing. They still have a lot of war exhaustion. And they still have no army at all, like literally zero army. I think Tunis has an army. And the Ottomans, like the whole, yeah. I'm going to start sieging 4 provinces at once over there. And continue sieging 4 provinces at once over here. I think I might need to go home to fight these peasants. I think either that or I need to like recruit. I need the Delhi army. How soon am I going to get that? Oh, I'm not going to get the Delhi army anytime soon, I don't think. Let's see if we can get a reputation advisor. No, we cannot. We need to do something about these peasants. Because this army is so far away from being helpful. The peasants are all going to have enforced their demands by the time I get there. I don't think we need any further siege progress against Bomenius anyway, because we're going to vassalize them, so we're just going to send this army home to fight the peasants. So now we're fighting the largest force limits nation in the world with only 25,000 troops. Pretty crazy, but hey, it's working, so it's fine. More unrest being purchased. The cost of 750. Looks like these guys at almost 100% war score still won't take peace, but I'm in no rush. We're still coring the provinces we got from the previous thing. And because we're going to vassalize them, it's not like we even need to core their provinces once we get them anyway, so it's fine. Alright, so our only general, who's not actually a very good general, is finally done suppressing these rebels, and now he's going to go back east and suppress those rebels, or go back west. And I'm going to hire a couple mercs to counter siege this province. It's got a garrison of 2k, so two mercs should be fine. And got lots more rebels coming. You notice every time I lose, it's to rebels. It's underestimating how important it is to not fight wars while having rebels. Right now, we've just got peasants and some crazy hyper form of peasants that are just... They have the same war goal as peasants do, so they might as well just be peasants. But if we keep pissing people off and not worrying about why they're pissed off, we might run into different problems that are harder to deal with. Hopefully not, but maybe. Alright, so will you take vassalization yet? No. They're 8 away. In 8 months they'll take, in 7 months they'll take vassalization. And some rebels succeeded, and it's no fun. Portugal and Castile are being embargoed. But I know that it's costly, but I make more money doing it than not doing it. Fighting with my king is so tempting. Hiring another general. Hiring another general would cost 50 military power, but it would also cost me 1 military power per month as long as I ran him, and I don't think that's worthwhile. Sometime pretty soon I should be able to get an admiralty, either from Diplotech so I get an admiralty for the Navy, or from military tech I think I should get like another military general for the army. But this dude needs to fight those rebels. Lots of rebels dying. Looks like Delhi killed one of my rebel stacks but refuses to counter siege provinces for me because I'm annexing him. Whenever you're annexing people, they just become little bastards. They won't do anything for you. Alright, so apparently my army is being attacked. It's Tunis. Tunis, via ship, sent an army to try to help defend against the Ottomans. Ottomans' oppressors, which is me. And then I laughably easily killed their army, and I'd like to try to get Tunis out of this war if I can. I'm all for white peace. They're not. About 50 months until Tunis is willing to leave us alone. And it looks like 6 months until we can vassalize those dudes. So let's split this army in half and siege these 2 provinces instead of 4, because Tunis's army is still running around. And as always, when you have to look on 2 sides of the earth at once, it's too tedious. Don't wanna do it. All right. Good. So let's leave this army behind to fight rebels and send this army back over to deal with the Ottomans again. And we're gonna create. We're gonna split these dudes in half and counter siege both rebel provinces at once. I would create mercenaries just to counter siege with, but I don't think I need to because. Oh, geez. Now I do. I will make some mercs to counter siege. I'll make some non-mercs to counter siege with. If we're in our own territory, just counter sieging rebels, there's no need to use mercs. The advantage of mercs is that later I can send them to go fight. The disadvantage is that they cost a ton, but I don't care about money. I've got so ridiculously large, much money at this point. That is totally fine. I could theoretically go up to 3 advisors in all 3 slots, but then I would have a negative income, and having a ton of money is better than having not a ton of money, at least for a little while. Eventually, once it stops even telling you how much money you have and just says K everywhere, then yes, a general without whatever, without costing upkeep. That's great. Gotta love those. So 5k, so it's going to be 10k infantry, 4k cavalry, and 10 cannons. I like that ratio. There's just enough to flank, but not enough to be overly frontline heavy or anything. Alright, let's fight the Tunis army again, see if we can convince Tunis that they don't want to be in this war. we're gonna make a new general because we're building that building that allows us to have another general, so why not? Then we're going to unassign that general and go back to sieging, and then use the general on this army to make them get here faster because he has at least some maneuver. Go faster. And then these dudes are going to go counter siege the rebel provinces. Y'all, time to fight, y'all, as they say. This guy's a better general. So this guy will have to do with this general. 29 against 23. Hopefully our rebels are bad in some way. I mean, they are peasant rebels. They should be bad. Yay, die peasant rebels. So how much longer will we have revolt risk because we reduced autonomy? I don't know, man. I think our stability was 3 when we decided who to reduce autonomy on, and so now that it's not 3 anymore, we're feeling a little bit sillier. All right, let's unassign that general and go out here to siege up the mountains of the northeast. We need this province, but I don't think we need to take it now or from the Ottomans in general. I don't know that we even want to take any provinces from the Ottomans. We don't have... if we vassalize Bhutan, we could feed Bhutan all of this stuff, and that'd be fine with me. Speaking of which, you can probably vassalize Bhutan by now. Yep, we can. You are now my vassal. Good times. Alright, so let's take some Bhutan provinces. I want to stay as far away from the rebels as possible because any nations that split off I can easily gobble up in the future. So better to let them get gobbled. Syria is expanding throughout the Ottoman Empire. Now the Ottomans are cut off north from south. Yeah, we're killing the Ottomans, baby. I thought the Ottomans were going to be like the final boss of this playthrough, but they're dying. Let's check out their force limits because they will recover from this eventually. But even once they recover, their force limits are only 82, which is lower than mine. So even fully recovered, they won't be able to deal with me. So that's cool. I think I'm going to trade 4 sieges for 1 siege. Let Tunis keep counter sieging my nonsense. It's fine. I don't need to keep fighting them. One advantage of fighting Tunis over and over is that it gets me army tradition and prestige, and those are both good things. But I don't really want to. Okay, ooh, looks like we need another non-mercenary infantry to help siege down that province. And these rebel suppressors, we should probably just turn on automatic rebel suppression for now. And this counter-siege army can just be disbanded because it's mercenary-based. And we always disband our mercenaries. So that's going to be it for this episode. I'm amazed that we were able to basically crush the Ottomans just because we happened to notice that they were dying against Poland and Lithuania. It's funny because Poland and Lithuania are not very powerful at all, really. Poland has a 47 force limit and Lithuania has 41, so totally got 80, and the Ottomans had 200 and 200,000 manpower. There's just no reason for them to have died to Poland and Lithuania, but I expect that Poland and Lithuania probably supported rebels. And it was really the rebels that killed the Ottomans, not so much the army. Or maybe, I mean, I don't know what happened, but the Ottomans definitely lost their entire army somehow and then weren't able to replace it. Probably they went bankrupt. I know that they were westernizing at the time. They probably had -3 stability and just too many rebels to fight, and then they lost all their armies to the war and the rebels, and now they're just dead. Let this be a lesson to you guys. Don't westernize unless you can do it early when you're small, because westernizing when you're that big is just definite death. I love that Castile is starting to take over this whole area. I could totally take Castile in a good fight. Not worried about them at all. So we'll see ya.